Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here with us. I don't know, but my voice was gone. Yeah, the Fujikade is saying that again and again. I don't know, but my voice has gone. So we discussed in the video deeply. There is a moment after the light do when the noise does not fully disappear. It lingers not in air, but somewhere inside. The applause fade in, stage empties, the camera turn away, and what remains is something quieter, something more difficult to face for Fujikate. That moment did not arrive with celebration; it arrived with reflection, a performance that the world saw as a calm control. Everyone beautiful was flowed by an inner voice that did not rush to agree somewhere between that was delivered and what was felt. A gap revealed itself, not a failure, not a flaw, no, but a space where honesty began to grow, and within that space, three things quietly took shape, a standard no one else could see, a silence that spoke louder than applause, and a truth that could be softened once it was recognized. It began not onto the stage, but after it. The kind of silence and follow a major performance is rarely empty. It carries echoes, small details, and replies, but in full scenes, but in arrangement, a note that could have breathed longer, a transition that felt slight rushed, a moment of connection that almost happened but did not stay quiet. There are not mistakes in the way an audience defines them. They are something more personal, something only the performer can feel, and there is where the first thread start to unfold. The standard in the latest interview, the Fujikage said, I don't know, I tried everything. I prepared a lot for this show and I practiced a lot, but I don't. But oh, it was difficult. It was messy, but at least the people were so kind. I appreciated that. I had a stage, but I don't know. My voice was gone, and but I did vocal warm up and drink a lot of tea. So yeah, this is the interview of the latest interview of the Fujikade, in which he said, "I don't know, my voice was gone. Why? But why?" We discussed in the video. So till connected at the last of the video, the stand, and this is a where the first thread start to unfold. The thread, this is not built from viewer review, headline, or audience reaction. It exists long before the performance and continue long after it, and it's shaped by intention, by an internal understanding of what something could be at fullest. And when the external good world celebrate what has been done, the internal standard quality asks for something more, not louder, not bigger, just closer to truth. It was aiming for. As time passes, that feeling does not disappear. It settled, it became clear. The second thread began to reveal itself. The silence, not the absence of sound, but the presence of awareness. It was a moment when there is no distraction left, no movement, no music, no audience, just a memory of what happened and the feeling of what could have been. And in that silence, honesty become unavoidable. There is no need to explain it to anyone else, no need to justify or define. The understanding exists on its own, quiet, steady, undeniable. This is where something important shift. What was one of the performance some becomes a point of reflection, not in a critical way, but in searching way, a desire to understand not just what was done, but what was experienced, the difference between execution and expression, between delivering something and fully inhabiting it. And then slowly the third thread comes into focus. What is the third thread? The third thread is the truth. The truth, yes, the truth. It is not dramatic, it does not arrive all at once. It engages through recognition, through acceptance that even a movement admired by many can still incomplete from within. And that feeling is not something to hide from, it is something to move forward, because within the truth is direction. The truth dispense here. From the outside, the performance remain unchanged. It exists as it was seen, as it was shared, as it was remembered, but internally it began to transform. It became part of longer path, a step, not a conclusion, a movement that points forward rather than standing alone. And this is where the emotional turn bigger. Instead of resisting that inner gap, it is allowed to exist. Instead of trying to closer it quickly, it is observed, understood, accepted, and in that acceptance, something unexpected happens. The gap becomes useful. It becomes a space where truth growth can happen without pressure, a place where the next expression can take shape not from perfection but from awareness, and that awareness carries a different kind of strength, not the strength of certainty but the strength of honesty. And the process continued in the earlier fragment begin to align. The standard is no longer something and distant, it becomes something to move forward gradually. The silence is no longer uncomfortable, it becomes a place of clarity, and the truth is no longer heavily, it becomes a guide. The three threads begin to resolve, not by disappear, by connecting. The standard define direction, the silence provide understanding, the truth create movement, and together they form something that cannot seen on stage but can be felt in everything that follows. This is a quiet realization that settled in. The performance was never in the final part, it was a reflection of where things stood in that moment, honesty but not complete, real but still evolving, and that realization did not diminish its value, it depends it because it allowed the next moment to be different, not through pressure to improve, but through a clearer sense of what matter, what feels right, what align more closely with the internal standard that continue to shape everything. And as the time moved forward, something subtle changed. The need to match expectation fade. The focus shifted inward, not away from the audience, but closer to the core of expression itself, the place where sound, feeling, and intentions meet without interference. This is where the true impact of the honesty appears. It does not stay hidden even through it began internally, it eventually reach outward, not as a statement, not as explanation, but as presence, a shift in how something is delivered, a deeper sense of connection, not that does not need to be described. And those who experience it may not know exactly what happened, but they feel it. They feel the difference kind of between something that is formed and something that is live, and that the difference is what continue to grow from original moment of reflection. In the end, the three thread find the resolution. The unseen standard is no longer a source of pressure but a quiet direction. The silence that does halt uncertainty become a place of clarity and calm, and the truth emerge does not weigh down the experience but lift it into something more meaningful. What began as a private reflection become a foundation, not for perfection but for something more real, something may that continue evolve quietly, steadily, without no need to announce itself. And in that quiet evolution, the performance never truly ends, it simply transforms into what's come next. Thank you for watching the video. For watching more update, press the bell icon and hit the subscribe moment. I hit the subscribe button. Your one comments make us happy.